The ring on the dial goes round and round, round and round, round and round. It ain't supposed to do that. Hello everyone, name's Marlin, channel's Old Fart Hacks, and you in Cyberland, I want to show you what I'm going to do to fix this problem, because this should turn with that, and yet it doesn't. Even the slightest drag right now here, and you can just spin this knob like mad. It needs a friction element. The original friction element, when this came from China, was a piece of tape. Yeah, the cause is rust, by the way. Okay, the process for doing this is going to be pretty simple. I've got a 2-flute end mill set up in my little drill press over there. I'm going to drill a hole somewhere on this face, doesn't matter where, and then I'm going to install this itty-bitty little magnet. Anyway, let me go drill that hole and I'll be right back. You don't need to watch a hole being drilled. This has been drilled out with a flat bottom using a end mill, a 2-flute end mill, but how to hold it. And I thought, and duct tape and glue, or duct tape and screws. And then, anyway, I settled on glue. So we have this here fancy no-run gel super glue from Scotch. And a dollop of glue. Into the hole, spread it around a little bit, drop the magnet in place, seat the magnet all the way down, make sure it's below the surface, and it is. The excess will clean up in just a few seconds after it dries, and obviously put the cap back on the glue. Yeah, I should have had a piece of paper here for this, but anyway, yeah, I know we've just glued the cap. This stuff's relatively cheap, so if I've glued it together, oh, what the heck. But anyway, once that sets up, we'll now have a drag element using the eddy currents that are formed inside the steel rim by the magnetic fields, and of course, which then resist turning. You've all felt that force. Anyway, with the magnet, see the magnet glued in place, we drop the dial wheel on the hand wheel, this side out. Clunk. Clunkage, yes. And as you can see, the two parts are now more or less locked together. See? They don't fall apart. There's actually a friction element there. So, clearly there's a connection. It's not a solid connection because it's just the magnet, but we can turn it. Let's install the hand wheel and see what we have. Anyway, knob goes on this way, and we pick up the key. Next thing we put in place is the knob, or is the nut. We put the nut to the shaft. We give it the shaft. And we tighten this up. Yeah, still have a problem with these screws. They are just tight. Or actually, it's the races on the bearings. That's the next problem I'm going to have to deal with. But let me loosen this up ever so slightly. Yeah, that makes it turn much freer. There's either an alignment issue or something. That's the next step we're going to deal with. But as you can see now, let me bring this down and in a little bit. A little bit. Okay, we can set this. I put a mark on here. Not that it's any good, I've actually got it sideways. But now when we turn the hand wheel, it moves with and does not spin. So at least that's one problem solved. The magnet helps. Anyway, that's all I got for you now. If you like, please give me a like and maybe a subscribe. Marlin from Old Fart Hacks saying ta-ta. good night, good morning, good evening, whatever. Don't get caught and have fun.